Hello, today we'll see question number 8 from exercise 1.2, which is differentiate the following with respect to x. Now, this is something different. It is sin inverse of 4 sin x plus 5 cos x upon root 41. Now, if you will observe this upper portion from numerator, you will see that there is combination of one numeric number and a sin x, likewise plus 5 cos x. I mean there is some pattern. So if you remember formulas of sine of a plus b, a minus sine of a minus b, similarly cos of a plus b and cos of a minus b, then you will recognize this pattern quickly. Now we'll quickly revise those formulas here. This is for our understanding, no need to write in exams, but you have to remember them. Okay, so as we know, sine of a plus b formula is sine a cos b plus cos a sin b. Means for sine of a plus b there is plus only, and for sine a minus b formula is sine a cos b minus cos a sin b. Likewise for cos it is different, opposite, but right. For cos a plus b formula is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, and for cos a minus b formula is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Means if you will observe, you will see that in sine of a plus b or a minus b there is combination of sine and cos together, and in cos of a plus b or a minus b formula there is combination of cos and sin. So from this formula we'll get to know about this. Now you can see here there is 4 upon this root 41 sin x plus 5 upon root 41 cos x. Means there should be sin x cos combination, right? So first we'll distribute this denominator over both the parts from numerator. So we'll write that in order to understand next step. So the step is now y is equals to sin inverse of sin x. I will write first, as in formula there is sin function in first position. So we'll write this sin x in first position and this 4 upon root 41 in second position. So this is sin x into 4 upon root 41 plus here cos x into 5 upon root 41. Now if we'll see this pattern, we'll get to know that this second part is nothing but cos part. So we'll consider this 4 upon root 41 as cos alpha. We'll take alpha here instead of theta or instead of a or b. With in second part with cos there should be sin alpha. So we'll write sin alpha is equals to 5 upon root 41. Now in order to check that these both terms are correct, we'll check them with identity of sin square plus cos square is equals to 1. Means sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. If our these terms considered terms are correct, then their combination with respect to this identity should be 1, right? So we'll check that. In such examples, in every examples we have to check this. Okay, so you have to write this same portion in every example. So have a look at it carefully. Now we'll consider sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. As our sin alpha is 5 upon root 41, take square of that, and plus cos alpha is 4 upon root 41, so take square of that. Now you can see that 5 square is 25, 4 square will be 16, and these both denominators are same, that is 41 after squaring, right? And 25 plus 16 will be 41, and this upon 41, so it will be 1. It means that our considered terms are correct, right? Now so we'll write instead of this numeric terms, we'll write our considered term, means sin alpha or cos alpha. So our y is equals to now sin inverse of sin x cos alpha plus cos x sin alpha. So now for this our formula it is formula of now here first term is x and second means angle term is x and second angle term is alpha. So it is formula of sin of x plus alpha inside. Now we can cancel sin inverse and sin. See. In order to bring sine term inside, we have to do such calculations. So now after cancelling, there will be x plus alpha, right? So our y is now reduced as x plus alpha. Now what is alpha but? What is alpha? So as we have considered cos alpha and sin alpha like this, in order to find out only alpha term, we have to find tan alpha, right? So using that combination of sin and cos, we'll get alpha only. So for that, now we have to find out tan alpha. So now for alpha, consider tan alpha is equals to sin alpha upon cos alpha. So after putting the values, we'll get 5 upon 4 as tan alpha. Now we want alpha only. So alpha is equals to, this tan will be this side, so it will be in inverse form, and then alpha will be tan inverse of 5 upon 4. Understood? Now we can put the value of alpha in y. So from as y is equals to x plus alpha, we'll put the value of alpha, x plus tan inverse of 5 by 4. Now we'll distribute. So differentiate this y with respect to x, as derivative of x is 1. So we'll write directly, no need to write derivative and all that. And as this is tan function, but inner angle function is constant function, so whole derivative of this angle is 0. So the answer is 1. So mostly after finding alpha also, that alpha is going to be 0 after derivative, but still we have to find as it is part of procedure, right? So understood? Similar kind of example in term of cos. Now, so this is cos inverse of root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2. So let consider that function as y. Now see, this is cos. It means a cos inverse. It means we have to arrange cos inside. So now see this. It is root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2. So first distribute this denominator over these two parts. So it will be cos inverse of root 3 by 2 cos x minus, here nothing is there means 1 is there, so 1 by 2 sin x. We'll write this x angle first, right, as it is necessary. So we'll write cos x inside first and then root 3 by 2, similarly minus sin x into 1 by 2. Okay. Now see, this is cos inverse, means inside there should be cos and sin with either plus combination or minus combination. So here it is minus, but with cos x this should be then cos alpha, right, as it is cos inverse formula, as it is cos inverse outside. So now consider these parts as cos alpha and sin alpha. So here this is cos alpha and with sin this is sin alpha. Okay, now we have to check also as these terms are correct or not. All of course they are gonna correct only, but still you have to write this quickly in every solution. So no need to do time pass of squaring and all, you can directly square and you can write. So 1 by 2 square will be 1 by 4 and this square will be 3 upon 4. So you can see that 3 plus 1 4, then 4 and 4 upon 4 will be 1. So our terms are correct. Now as we saw in first question that we need tan alpha in order to find alpha, so we'll find that tan here only instead of finding that time. So consider tan alpha is equals to sin alpha upon cos alpha, then put these terms 1 by 2 upon root 3 by 2. Then after getting 2 to cancel, tan alpha will be 1 upon root 3. So we need alpha. So alpha will be tan inverse of 1 upon root 3. Now put those cos alpha and sin alpha in our y. So y will be cos inverse of cos x instead of that root 3 by 2, right, cos alpha, and minus sin x sin alpha. So as it is minus, in cos we know that it is opposite. So this combination contains minus, means it is formula of cos x plus alpha. X and alpha is there, na? So it is combination of cos of x plus alpha. So write that in bracket. So the next step will be cos inverse of cos x plus alpha. Now after getting cos inverse and cos cancel, we'll get y as x plus alpha. Now put the value of alpha. It will be x plus, instead of alpha, tan inverse of 1 upon root 3. If you want, you can write over here reason. Now differentiate this with respect to x. We will get instead of x, derivative is x, and for this derivative is 0. So answer is again 1. Okay. Now this is next question in the form of sine only. Consider it as y first. Y is equals to sine inverse of cos root x plus sine root x upon root 2. Now as always, distribute this root function, this constant denominator over both the parts from numerator. So it will be sine inverse of 1 upon root 2 into cos root x, right? 1 upon root 2 into cos root x plus again 1 upon root 2 sine root x. Again, as it is sine inverse, it should be sine cos and cos sine combination. So now this 1 upon root 2 is sine alpha and this 1 upon root 2 is cos alpha. Of course, their squaring and addition, after squaring and adding, answer will be 1 only, because this will be 1 upon 2, see. So consider sine square alpha plus cos square alpha, and their answer will be 1 only. Okay. Now we have to find tan alpha, right? Because we know that we are going to need alpha in next steps. So we'll find tan alpha now. So tan alpha is equals to sine alpha upon cos alpha. Of course, it is 1 only. Sine alpha was 1 upon root 2 and cos alpha 1 upon root 2. So after cancelling them, we'll get 1. So which value of tan alpha is 1? We know, everyone knows that for pi by 4 tan value is 1. Right? So alpha we got as pi by 4. No need to take tan inverse and all. Directly we know the value of tan alpha when it is 1. So now take your y. Instead of those numeric terms, you have to write considered terms. Right? So now the step will be y is equals to sine inverse of sine alpha cos root x plus cos alpha sine root x. Now it is formula of alpha and root x combination. So and plus, so plus only. So sine inverse of sine alpha plus root x. Okay. Now after cancelling sine inverse and sine, we will get alpha plus root x only. Put value of alpha, which is pi by 4, and differentiate this y with respect to x. Now this differentiation is 0 plus root x differentiation. Everyone knows that it is 1 upon 2 root x. So the final derivative answer is 1 upon 2 root x. Okay. Now next question is cos inverse of 3 cos 3x minus 4 sin 3x upon 5. As always, consider it as y. Distribute this constant denominator over the both parts from numerator. So the step will be cos inverse of 3 upon 4. See this 3 upon 4 into cos 3x minus 4 upon 5 into sin 3x. Okay. Now as this is cos, along with cos, this term is also cos alpha, and along with sin, this term is sin alpha. So consider them. Let cos alpha is equals to this 3 by 4 and sin alpha is equals to this 4 by 5. Now check them whether they are correct or not. Sin square alpha plus cos square alpha will be this square will be 16 upon 25 and this square will be 9 upon 25, right? So after adding as denominator is same only, after adding numerator, this will be 25 upon 25, which is 1. Correct? Now what? Yes, we have to find tan alpha. So after writing sin alpha and cos alpha values, we'll get 4 upon 3 as tan alpha. Means alpha is equals to tan inverse of 4 by 3. Okay. Now write your y. along with considered terms. So we'll get formula right inside. Y is equals to cos inverse of cos 3x as it is into cos alpha minus sin 3x into sin alpha. So this is formula of cos of 3x as it is minus, so it will be formula of plus cos of 3x plus alpha. Okay, after cos inverse and cos getting cancelled, we got 3x plus alpha. Now put the value of alpha. Y is equals to then 3x plus tan inverse of 4 by 3. Now differentiate this y with respect to x. Derivative of this will be 3 as derivative of x is 1 and constant will be there only in multiplication, plus derivative of this part will be 0. So the final derivative answer is 3. Okay. Now next question is cos inverse of, I think this you can solve, it is similar kind of from cos inverse terms only. So you need to arrange cos inside. Now as you can see, as it is cos, it should be cos combination and it should be sin combination. It means your cos alpha will be 3 upon root 13 and your sin alpha will be 2 upon root 13. See, so solve it and you can check in the video after solving. Similar procedure is there, so try to solve it. Okay, like this you will get your answer. Final answer will be e raised to x. Now we'll see next question. It is cosec inverse of 10 upon 6 sin 2 raised to x minus 8 cos 2 raised to x. As we know, this part is always in numerator, but this time it is in denominator. So how we can solve? We know the relation between cosec and cosec inverse and sin inverse, correct? So we'll use that. See, you can write reason afterwards, but at starting only I am telling you this. We know that cosec inverse of 1 upon x can be written as sin inverse of x, means with reciprocal. Cosec reciprocal is sin and then 1 upon x reciprocal will be x. So using this identity or using this relation, we'll start this. First consider this as y. Now using this relation, right, this cosec inverse will be converted into sin inverse and along with that inner bracket will be reversed. Means this denominator will come as numerator and this 10 will come as denominator, right? So after using this relation, our step will be sin inverse of 6 sin of 2 raised to x minus 8 cos of 2 raised to x upon 10. Now we got our regular step. Now your work is that distribute this new denominator over the both parts from numerator and we'll get sin inverse of 6 upon 10 into sin of 2 raised to x minus 8 upon 10 into cos 2 raised to x. Now we can see that we can reduce this fraction, both fractions. So reduce them. If we can reduce sin, then it will be sin inverse of 3 upon 5 after reducing into sin 2 raised to x minus this will be 4 upon 5 into cos 2 raised to x. Now as this is sin inverse, you will rearrange this. You have to as it is sin, so you have to take sin term first, so you can arrange that afterwards also. But we know that with sin it will be cos alpha and with cos it will be sin alpha. So this is our cos alpha. So now let cos alpha is equals to 3 upon 5 and sin alpha is equals to 4 upon 5. Check them whether their combination of square is 1 or not. So sin square alpha plus cos square alpha means 16 upon 25 plus 9 upon 25. We know that it is 1. And find tan alpha also. So tan alpha is equals to sin alpha upon cos alpha. It will be, after cancelling this 5, it will be 4 by 3. Means alpha we got as tan inverse of 4 by 3. So it is also simple, similar format it is. Write those considered terms in formula. Sin inverse of it is sin of 2 raised to x cos alpha minus cos 2 raised to x sin alpha. This formula of first angle is 2 raised to x and second angle is alpha. So it is formula of sine of 2 raised to x minus alpha inside and sine inverse outside. So sine inverse and sine will get cancelled. We'll get 2 raised to x minus alpha only. Similar procedure, so put alpha and then find derivative with respect to x. So we know that derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x log a. Using that form, this derivative is 2 raised to x log 2 and this will be 0. Final answer will be this only. Okay. Now we'll start question number 9. So it is also differentiate following with respect to x. This is something different. So we'll see first question, cos inverse of 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square. So before starting this question from these are all questions from question number 9, I'll want to revise all 2 theta angles first, because if you remember them, then you can solve these questions very easily. You can recognize those formats, that which formula it is actually. So usually we use this formula of sin 2 theta, right? 2 sin theta cos theta, but there is another formula in term of tan, which is 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So this format you have to remember. If sometimes in example it will be 2 into x upon 1 plus x square. So that time if you remember this, that it is formula, this type of form is of sin 2 theta after putting x is equals to tan theta, then it is easy for you. Okay. Similarly, we use these two formulas repeatedly or mostly, right? But there is another formula for cos 2 theta in terms of tan, so that you have to remember. It is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So sometimes in example it will be 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square. So such form is of cos 2 theta. You have to remember that. Okay. Now there is another formula for tan 2 theta in tan formula form only. See, you can find out this formula by dividing both tan forms of cos 2 theta. So after dividing them, this 1 plus tan square theta and 1 plus tan square theta will get cancelled, and your formula of tan 2 theta will be 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. So ये बताने का मतलब ये था that if you forgot tan 2 theta formula but you remember sin 2 theta and cos 2 theta formula in terms of tan, that time you can find out tan 2 theta formula after dividing them. So the formula is 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta for tan 2 theta. So don't get confused. See, in sin 2 theta there is 1 plus tan square theta in denominator, and in tan 2 theta 1 minus tan square theta in denominator. So don't get confused with these two formulas. Okay. Now sometimes this will also come in examples in the form of x. So that time you should remember that it is a formula of sin 3 theta or it is formula of cos 3 theta. So sin 3 theta formula is 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta. So in examples possibility is that it will come in form of x. So that time it will be 3x minus 4x cube. So quickly you should remember that when it is of this form, it is formula of sin 3 theta, right? So in order to gain that formula, we have to put sin theta instead of x. Similarly, cos 3 theta formula is reverse in the form of cos only. 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. So it will come like this, 4x cube minus 3x. Okay. So remember all these formulas. We'll see first example now. Now, see, consider first it as y. It is cos inverse, so remember that we have to arrange cos inside. And see, just now we saw this form. I told you only that it will come in x form, right? So this is something 1 minus tan square theta plus 1 plus tan square theta, and which is formula for cos 2 theta, and we'll get cos inside. Work is done only. So for that you have to put tan theta instead of x. So go through the procedure now. Now put x is equals to tan theta. We will need, like in previous examples we need alpha afterwards, so here also we'll need theta. So just now only we'll find out that. So theta will be now tan inverse x, so write that also. Now our y will be cos inverse of, put instead of x put tan, so it will be 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta, which is the formula for cos 2 theta in terms of tan. Okay, so the step is now cos inverse of cos 2 theta. Then the cos inverse and cos will get cancelled and only 2 theta will remain. Now put this theta value, which is tan inverse x. So y is 2 into tan inverse x. Differentiate this with respect to x. 2 is constant in multiplication, and after taking derivative of tan inverse x, everyone knows this. What is the derivative of tan inverse x? It is 1 upon 1 plus x square. If you want, you can write, since derivative of tan inverse x is equals to 1 upon 1 plus x square. Okay. So the final answer is 2 upon 1 plus x square. Similar formats are there, which we discussed now only on that white paper. So this is tan now, means we have to bring tan inside. And what this format looks like, see, as it is tan, and if we will put tan theta here, so it will be 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. So in denominator, when 1 minus tan square theta comes, and with along with 2x as 2 tan theta as numerator for tan 2 theta formula. If you want, you can write those formulas here to recognize them. So write that if you want. So as tan 2 theta is equals to 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta, it means that instead of x we have to put tan theta. So after writing that, it will be y is equals to tan inverse of 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta, which is formula for tan 2 theta. Now tan inverse and tan will get cancelled, only 2 theta will remain. Put value of theta as tan inverse x. Differentiate this y with respect to x. Again we will get same answer, 2 into 1 upon 1 plus x square. So the final answer is 2 upon 1 plus x square. So today we'll stop here. Same type of questions are there as we discussed on that white paper. So same formats will come. Try to recognize them and try to solve the next questions. But of course we'll discuss them in next lecture. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.